So the Roseto Effect is something that was given to this story. So in the 1880s, the first wave of immigrants from Roseto, Italy, came to the United States and ended up working in the slate mines in eastern Pennsylvania. So they're near Easton, Bangor. They were actually in Bangor, which is right next to Easton. Anyway, as it was back in those days, the town of Bangor was all Welsh and German. They kind of, I'll say shunned a little bit and pushed aside. So they started their own town right next to Bangor, and they named it Roseto after the town in Italy. So, they stayed, and it was incorporated, I think, in 1912, I think it was. And they just stayed. It was this enclave of just Italians, mostly Rosetans, in that village. And they spoke all Italian, lived that way. So fast forward to the 1960s, the doctor serving the town told a colleague that, basically another doctor that lived nearby, that nobody in this town had any heart disease. So they go study the town. What are they eating? And they, of course, that's the first thing you think of. These people live so long, they got to be eating something. But they're eating salted cured meats, food fried in lard, fatty cheeses. They're smoking and drinking and happy and healthy, which is the way we live in Italy. Anyway, so they said, okay, that's not it. So they studied it further. In fact, I think they studied the town for something like 5 or 6 years. Anyway, they interviewed everybody in town. What they ultimately attributed it to was the community-centered, church-centered, family-centered life. They said that the people nourished each other. Multiple generations lived together. The way I put it in modern terms is somebody always had your back. Basically, lack of stress. Okay. And so they dubbed this the Roseto Effect. And the Roseto Effect definition is the phenomenon by which people live longer, healthier, happier lives by the way they live in community.